Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy, the Crypto Siege, with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning. Happy Thursday, guys. Hope everyone is doing well. This is your XRP Ripple daily news in 0 to 10 minutes. So let's go. Shout out to Rob Cash. Bitso CEO speaks on Ripple's ODL, targets 20% of weekly remittance. Let's check out what Daniel Vogel has to say. I found this article. Newslogical really does a lot of good stuff. Quick to the point, I like it. Bitso CEO speaks on Ripple's ODL, targets 20% of weekly remittance fund entering Mexico or Mexico. Daniel Vogel, the CEO of Bitso, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in Mexico, has spoken about how his firm is utilizing XRP token and Ripple software to grip from the 35 billion worth of remittance that flows across the United States and Mexico border every single year. The CEO, whose firm is linked to the fund movement of MoneyGram into Mexico through the Ripple's on-demand liquidity, was interviewed during an episode of Masari's, I actually listened to that interview, Unqualified Opinions, hosted by CEO Ryan Selkis. According to the CEO at Bitso, through the ODL, Bitso saw 18 million XRP remittance volume in the last week of December alone, just in the last week, guys. And the firm is racing to take 20% of the weekly US-Mexico remittance before 2020 ends. The CEO highlighted how Bitso started to become a Ripple gateway and how the exchange in the last 24 months has been working on not being susceptible to the huge crypto weather that saw the volumes on notable exchanges go down. We were actually increasing our volume, and this is because we spent a long time finally building a remittance solution, which you alluded to in the introduction. He was talking to Selkis. Vogel said, responding to a question on how the exchange has fared in the last couple of years. It's a great interview, by the way, guys, if you guys want to check it out. It's the Masari on YouTube, and it was a great interview. Also, another great interview was the one he did with the CEO from Celsius, Alex Mashinsky, as well. For us, this is very important because it looks back to crypto utility. Utility, guys, that is going to be the thing in 2020. It goes back to a business model where you don't necessarily need to depend on crypto prices increasing for your business to do well. And that, my friends, is the $100 trillion statement right there. For us, this is very important because it goes back to crypto utility, right? It goes back to crypto utility. It goes back to a business model where you don't necessarily need to depend on crypto prices increasing for your businesses to do very well. Wow. Vogel said Bitso is finally capitalizing on a huge cross-border flow from the United States to Mexico, which is about $33 billion a year flows. At this moment, he said, his exchange built a product alongside Ripple, and there is significant traction, saying the innovation is just the beginning of exciting and interesting stories about the exchange. RippleNet, guys, is powerful. And there is going to be such a thing as a network effect. And small, medium enterprise businesses are recognizing it, and so are banks. Bitso is the official exchange used for on-demand liquidity in Mexico. The CEO said the liquidity volume has significantly increased. For us as a business, it's been great because you don't depend on that crypto weather. And that is so significant, guys. What they're saying as a business, they can continue to move up and to the right without the ups and downs and the volatility of the crypto market, despite the ups and downs, I should say, right, of the crypto market, of the volatility in the crypto market. Despite that, they can still continue to grow. That, my friends, is significant. That is what traditional business is looking for, that despite the up and down in the digital asset space, despite the volatility in prices, our business can continue to grow. That is huge. It's $100 trillion statement, I have to say. I have to admit. Wow. For us as a business, it's been great because you don't depend on that crypto weather. As an organization, are things that you can actually control. Exactly. And supposed to be one of the most frustrating things, he said, talking about the on-demand liquidity, which survives on XRP, right? And so that is such a significant statement, guys, and I hope you understand that. What he's saying is our business can continue to go up and to the right. It's not dependent upon the prices and increases like normal exchanges, and he is saying this is because they are on the Ripple net and because they are working on utilizing the on-demand liquidity with XRP. But also, you know, he also mentioned working alongside Ripple to build a thing, and that's the genius that Ripple does. They will get in there and work with you with their technology and build something to grow your business. That is the blue ocean strategy that I did a stream on the other day, guys. Very, very powerful stuff. Madame Lagarde had a very, very interesting statement, I believe. Shout out to Happy XRP. Lagarde says ECB is running out of room to fight global threats, right? Just like the US has kind of been throwing everything in the kitchen sink, right? And your cousin's kitchen sink at the repo market, right? So that they can say that they're running out of room to fight these global threats as well, right? ECB President Christine Lagarde said a decade of crisis fighting has left policymakers with few options for monetary stimulus. Just as new concerns such as the coronavirus outbreak arise. I think it's interesting timing of that whole statement right there, right? Let's check this out and see what Madame Lagarde has to say just real quick. Lagarde says ECB is running out of room to fight global threats. The European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde said a decade of crisis fighting has left policymakers with few options for more monetary stimulus, just as new concerns such as the coronavirus arise. Lagarde said that while the Eurozone's domestic economy remains resilient, lingering global threats could undermine the recent stabilization in activity, and uncertainties remain elevated. The warning came just hours after data showed a huge drop in Germany factory orders, indicating the manufacturing recession in Europe's largest economy is far from over. Fundamental eco trends and the legacy of the financial crisis have driven interest rates down, Lagarde told the European Parliament lawmakers on Thursday. This low interest rate and low inflation environment has significantly reduced the scope for the ECB and other central banks worldwide to ease monetary policy in the face of an economic downturn. I just think that they're just letting you know that we've exhausted all our options and we have to move to something. We have to move to a new quantitative financial system. We have to do this global currency, if you will, reset, global financial reset. The reference to significantly reduced space was stronger than the ECB statements late last month when it announced a strategic review into the reason for low inflation and how to tackle it. It's partly an acknowledgement of rising concern that the loose policy threatens financial stability by squeezing bank margins and driving asset prices, such as stocks and real estate, to unsustainable levels. Guys, they're telling you what they're planning on doing. They're telling you what they're planning on doing. Vice President Luis Guindos said at a separate event in Madrid that the side effects from policies such as negative interest rate and quantitative easing are becoming more tangible. So they're starting to feel it, right? This is really good. What our economists say: until the results of its far-reaching strategic review are published, the ECB will remain focused on its preferred gauges of underlying cost pressure. We've replicated them. Okay, Lagarde's message was also aimed at governments, though, signaling that they need to step in with fiscal support. We have indicated clearly that where there is fiscal space, it would be appropriate for policymakers to actually use that fiscal space in order to support the euro area economy, she said, while declining to name specific countries. Lagarde said structural changes in the global economy, aging populations, and declining trend growth mean it's the right time for the ECB to embark on its review, while the inflation goal of below but close to 2% will be the primary focus. The president also said climate change, technology, and finance will impact prices, guys. I got to tell you that, to me, they're just letting us know what is about to come. And again, I just think this guy is intense. I think that he speaks with a certain level of authority, and I just have to kind of share what he says here. But is that the first one? It was an older one I wanted to get. It is from, he calls himself the Godfather, right? Baba Yaga, or at Baba Cugs, but that's not the one I wanted to share. Where's the one? Here it is, right here. This is interesting. Again, shout out to the Godfather. The return of the gold standard. Trump is changing the financial system forever. The greatest wealth opportunity on this planet in generations. Marvin Gaye warned you, Bearable Guy warned you, gold will return with his new friend, XRP. And this is a video here from Dan Pena talking about what Trump has done to the new financial system. It's really, really interesting. He said it will never go back. It will never go back, guys. And so we all know that new system, that new financial system, is in fact leveraging DLT, understanding that this digital asset space is a new asset class, guys. And we are early. We are early adopters in this new digital asset class. And hope you guys are excited about it. And just understand that you're playing a game, okay? You're playing a game that the masses don't even know is being played. And in fact, you are winning. If you own digital assets, you're winning. If you own XRP, you are winning, my friends. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all of my videos and remind you of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya.